Hey guys, welcome back. We are at Costco because,
No. Before you get started,
okay,
okay, she's walking in here. Can you show everyone what you're doing as you're walking in?
no. Okay. I get easily overexcited. Okay, so I was walking in and I was like, so if you ever see me doing this, you'll probably see me doing this like at the Northwest Fire Garden Show if you are coming, and I'll be walking around just doing this the whole time, and it's just because I'm excited. Anyways, we are at Costco because spring has sprung inside of Costco, and today we're going to talk about some flowers. I'm going to talk to you. We're going to have a candid conversation today about buying flowers, bulbs, especially dahlias at Costco, and what my true thoughts are. So here's the thing about buying dahlias at Costco. Every single time I talk about purchasing dahlias, this is a video that we do every year because, I'm a flower girl. There's always comments like, I wouldn't buy those dahlias because they're virus, they're disease, etc. And while that can be true for purchasing from bigger companies and anything that comes overseas, it's not always the case. And I think the way we need to start thinking about dahlias is even in the best farms that have the best practices, you're still going to have dahlias that are virus or disease. So I always shop at local farms. We just did a video on shopping some of my favorite dahlia farms, and I will always support those farms first and foremost. I won't lie, I spend thousands of dollars on dahlias,
Not too much.
which seems shocking, but it's true because I am after those unicorns, those really rare varieties, those really beautiful colors. But that's not to say that some basic ones, the tried and trues, the workhorses, aren't as good as some of these newer varieties. So I think if you're just getting into dahlias, is it bad to buy dahlias at a place like Costco? I don't think so. Because what's disheartening is when you spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars and you're new to growing flowers and you don't know dahlias quite as well, which I'm here to teach you everything that you want to know about dahlias and probably more that you want to know. But if it is new to you and you are wanting to grow more in your garden, or if you are like a small scale flower farm and you want to scale up and you want to grow more flowers, I think it's perfectly fine to purchase dahlias from Costco. So again, thinking about dahlia viruses and disease, if I see something in my garden growing that's visibly disease, I will rogue it. When you buy a dahlia in a bag like this, or even when you buy it from a farm, you can't always tell if it's diseased or not. And you might even have a healthy tuber that didn't show any signs of disease the previous year, and then you go and you sell it or you plant it again, and it might be virus. So all to say is sometimes viruses and diseases are out of our control. In fact, they've done a lot of independent studies where they've looked at healthy tubers, so healthy plants, but they all tested positive for virus. It's not to point fingers at anybody. Sometimes these things just happen. You can have a perfectly beautiful plant not showing any signs of disease, but it could still test positive for something. Best practice, in my opinion, is to keep an eye out on all of your flowers. And again, when I see a first sign of disease of any kind, I rogue them. And it hurts. It hurts to throw away a $40 plant, but I do it because I want to try to keep my stock as clean as I possibly can. I mean, you're paying $15 for 8 dahlias. I mean, you guys, that's like basically free flowers is what's going on over here.
Well,
I mean, this is what's happening. But I will say,
that
like,
is hard.
that's really hard. Girl math, it adds up. They're basically like free flowers. Anyways, I try to do a lot of research when I am purchasing from a farm. And again, I've shared some of those farms with you guys, and they're all very reputable. I haven't had any issues with them. And so, it's just one of those things that you have to kind of be comfortable with. And I guess knowing that you could potentially buy a dahlia that is going to be diseased, and it's not the end of the world. These things just happen, and most of the time it's out of our control. So I just wanted to give you that one caveat. Okay, now that we've established that, let's talk a little bit about some of the varieties that I would focus on when you're purchasing dahlias, especially if you're getting them for your garden or if you're getting them for production. So here's the thing, Longfield has a really good selection of dahlias, and I think Costco does a pretty good job at bringing in good colors. And you kind of have to do your shopping and digging, but always put things back. I hate when people take things on, don't put it back. But anyways, you can find like cafe au lait and you can find like some really good varieties when you're shopping at Costco. If you are going to be buying bulbs, especially dahlias, you want to think about color palettes. So there's two groups of people that I think are shopping for dahlias and flowers in general. One is going to be the gardener, right? We're home gardeners. We want to add more flowers into our garden. We want to be able to have some flowers to cut. and enjoy and bring it in and enjoy fresh flowers in our home. And then there's the group of people who are growing more for production, the way I like to do it as well. So I always plant dahlias in our landscape, but I also grow a ton for production. And because of that, I like to stick to a certain color palette because although it can be fun to have things like this, Arabian Night, and what is that, Procyon, those bright colors, this doesn't always play well in a bouquet. And when I make bouquets, I want to have something that just looks beautiful, looks soft. I do use bright colors for some bouquets, but for the most part, I want to start thinking about what colors are going to play well with a ton of flowers. That way we can offer different color palettes without, you know, growing things. I mean, this is cool, but is it something that I'm going to grow and sell? Probably not. So I'm going to stick away from things like that. Even dahlias like that, where we have the Kelvin floodlight. I know this is a favorite for a lot of people, but that highlighter yellow, you probably can't pay me to grow that. It's just too bright for what I'm trying to do anyway, but I do appreciate it in the landscape. It's beautiful for the garden, but it's not a flower that I would rely on to have a lot of cuts. Now, the other thing you have to think about is the type of dahlia that you're buying. When you're selling bouquets, you don't want to buy the big dinner plate varieties. Those go really well in your landscape. And I do grow some dinner plates for making arrangements, but not all of them. Just because, again, these are going to be a lot harder to use in arrangements, where things like a decorative or a ball, they work well on bouquets every single time. Here's a good one, lilac bowl, which is going to be this darker one here with cream decassius. This was a really popular dahlia a few years ago, and it has a really beautiful reverse side. So the underside is dark, so it kind of gives it like just a really deep color. I really like this one. This would be a really good one to buy. Okay, next we have Red Runner and Rosella. These are going to be very beautiful to have as a cut flower. I like, again, the deeper tone. This is going to be really great for fall color. And that hue will play really well with oranges, some darker colors, even white. And same with that pink. That pink will go, that pink looks a lot warmer, I think. It is a kind of a warmer tone. So think about warmer colors. And that's something that you want to think about, is having warm tones and cool tones. That way you can offer different varieties of bouquets. Crazy Love and Lilac Time. Crazy Love is incredibly productive. This was actually the first dahlia that I ever grew, and I did not like it. I was like, what was the big fuss? The second year I grew Cafe Ole, and I was like, I get it. So anyways, these two are very good. Lilac Time is a big, beautiful, I think might be a formal decorative or informal decorative. I don't know if it's a dinner plate, but it's also like a really good one to have in the landscape. It also makes a good cut flower, but again, it is a lot bigger and the stems are not quite as sturdy, but it's still a beautiful dahlia and I would recommend it. One of my all-time favorites is going to be Sandra. This little sucker is so productive, long stems, and it just keeps blooming and blooming and blooming. I would pick this combo here with the Lilac Time and Sandra over the Crazy Love and Lilac Time. This is a really good one right here. I've seen all of the varieties that are out here, but I really want to get in there and see what's going on in there. Yeah, that looks like fun. Yeah, I'm like, Costco? Yeah, I see some other, it's Cafe Ole back there. They're hiding it. Here's another thing that I'm really curious about and think it's a good deal. The peonies. Peonies are expensive. You can probably, I think, average for like a, not a rare one, but like a basic one, you're probably going to pay upwards of $40, $45 and even higher for potted plants at your local garden center. So again, if you are trying to grow for production or you want to grow a lot of them, or just even for your garden, what are these? These are $14.99 too? 3 peonies for $14.99? You can't beat that. And look what they have. Coral Charm. Yeah. You guys, they have Coral Charm. Sergey's favorite. These are like the little sweethearts of peonies. That is a really good deal. And you also get Red Charm. Both are really great. And I probably paid over $40 for each plant that we have in our garden. So that is a steal. 100% yes. Another great thing going on right now are hostas. So if you're planning to plant a hosta garden, 6 hostas for $14.99, that's a steal. I haven't grown hostas like this before, but I'm very curious about it. A lot of people have really great success growing them like this. So let me know if you've had success with these. And then of course, irises. Irises are just such a stunner in our spring gardens. a really great deal. You're getting 4 irises for $14.99. That is a really good deal. And I feel like we need to get some for the side garden. We didn't come for irises, but we might be leaving with some. It's not fair that they're no, it's not fair that they're keeping them back there. Release the flowers. I need the crane, or what is that thing called to move? Oh, they have anemones back there. Oh, no, we need to get back there. There's a lot of good stuff back there. Wait a minute. I'm going to politely ask. Oh, they let me in. You're on a mission. You gotta do what you gotta do. Okay. So here, take this. This is so goofy.
Did you see those dahlias right there? Those are nice. The bulb varieties, I think.
Oh, sweetheart.
Oh, you got those? Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Brian. Okay, here are some other good ones that we just got out of that rack. Breakout. She's a classic. It is going to, yeah, you like this one? Yeah, we have Breakout. Really love this one. It's like a creamy, peachy, light color. We have this in our garden, so I won't need to get this one. These are typically, I've seen them upwards of like $20, $25 a tuber. So run to get this. And then I'm actually very interested in this one right here. This is Englehart's Matador. I don't know if I know this one, but let's see what it looks like.
This is my favorite. I don't know.
That's Sergey's favorite. So Cornell is the red one, the dark burgundy one, and then Sylvia is that orange one. Both super good producers. I always get this mix every year because it's so good. And then these are all going to be going in our landscape. Okay, so that one is a little bit brighter than I would like it for it to be. This one here, so I think I'm going to skip on this mix, but it is a really good one. If you're looking for a bright color, this is really, really stunning, actually. I'm also going to get lilies because lilies were like my gateway flower. They're the ones that kind of started it all. So I'm going to get those. I think I'm going to get a Casablanca because this is a classic.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, Casablanca is a classic. Funny story. One year, I wanted to get a plant, and I think it didn't look very good. And so he was like, no, don't get it. And then I told him, like, I feel so deprived of not having Casablanca. So the following year, this is right when I started to grow flowers, like, what was it, like 5, 6 years ago? I can't recall. But anyways, I planted like a whole 4x8 bed just with Casablanca lilies, and they were heavenly. Love these.
Don't ever deprive
your wives of anything because they're going to come back.
Because then next year you're going to be kind of obligated
to get way more
than needed. So
exactly.
Just the first year, yeah. It could have been just one.
Yes.
And not, 2 dozen.
A whole. No, it was way more than 2 dozen. You don't remember?
I know, I remember.
Yeah. It was nice though. Anyways, husbands, don't deprive us of flowers, okay? Okay, guys. So these are the ones that I'm leaving this Costco with. So we have these lilies, Royal Sunset and Indian Summer set. Beautiful. We already have some of these in our garden, but I always think these look so beautiful just popping out by a tree or shrubs. And they just have like such a bright color to them. We actually have it in the back towards one of our Leland cypresses. And anyways, it's just such a beautiful lily to have in your garden. And then I'm also going to get some Cornell and Sylvia dahlias. These are going to be going into our landscape. And then, of course, some Casablanca. Now, that's not to say this is all of it. We've just started. And so we'll have a few more Costco's to go to, and then hopefully we'll find some other new varieties.
That's wild.
Isn't that crazy? 14 for $14.99.
And these get big,
They
right?
get huge.
And each plant has so much.
Yes, and these are gonna, isn't that wild? Like, and I just want to, it is, I'm going to sprinkle these throughout our landscape. Now it is way too early to be planting any of these bulbs or tubers out. So I'm going to be storing everything in a room that stays between 45 and 55 degrees. And you should do the same unless you're in an area that you can start planting things yet. But for dahlias, we typically plant them out around Mother's Day. For us, is kind of like a safe bet. And then the lilies, I'll probably pop out a little bit sooner than that. So when I take these home, I always like to open them up. I like to evaluate everything. If anything looks a little bit, suspicious, I can bring it back. But it's just a good practice when you take your plants home. You open everything up, you look at it, inspect everything. I actually like to pop all of our dahlias in some peat moss or vermiculite because I just think it stores well. Because although they are packed and like they're nice and chunky and firm right now, sometimes there's condensation in there, and because this is not breathing very well, I like to open it up and let them air out a bit and put them in my own storage medium. You don't have to do that. The most important thing is to keep them in an area that's going to stay nice and cool, so they don't start sprouting or they don't get too warm, or also they don't freeze. So obviously don't put them in a place that's going to get below, I would say, 40 degrees. Anyways, that's my hot take on buying dahlias and bulbs and flowers at Costco. Again, I think it's a great deal. It's a great way to start experimenting with more flowers, especially if you're new to some of them. That way you're not diving in deep and like making mistakes the way I did in the beginning. But if you are new to flowers and you want to get better at flowers, I am going to be your flower friend, and I'm here to teach you and show you everything that I've learned over the years myself, through friends, through some of the best experts, some of the best farmers in our country. I've been really fortunate enough to be able to talk to some of these people. So I am always excited to share all of my knowledge with you guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today and doing a little bit of shopping. It's always fun to go shopping with you guys, and I'll see you guys in our next video. Bye-bye.